So let's continue giving the floor to Carmen Rodriguez and Beatriz Molina. Carmen Rodriguez is from the Enagás Guarantees of Origin team. She's worked for many years on different areas, and for the last 2 years, she's been working on renewable gas certifications. Beatriz Molina is a graduate in environmental sciences, currently the head of the Department of Biomethanization and Biogas Treatment from the Tech Park of Valdemín Gómez from the city of Madrid. You have the floor, and you have 10 minutes. Thank you. I'll begin by giving a quick introduction on the system of origin guarantees, and then we can speak about the Valdemín government plant. So the guarantee of origin applies to any renewable gas, hydrogen, biogas, biomethane, for any sort of production, technology, and logistics for marketing, even renewable gas for self-consumption. So what's a guarantee of origin? Well, it's just an electronic certificate certifying the renewable nature of the origin of a 1 megawatt hour of energy, providing details of its production, when, how, what was it produced. Well, these guarantees of origin are issued to the producer. The producer can sell the guarantees of origin both integrated with the energy put to the market as well as independently, and they can also be redeemed. So consumers, when these are redeemed, can see that the origin of the consumption is renewable, and they're involving consumers in the production of renewable gas is managed through a web platform that we can see here, accessible to everyone. And guarantees of origin comply with certain certification needs defined in the REP2 directive. So how does the system work? Well, it's been working since March. We just started basically, and right now we have 81 here, but that's 90 enabled agents. These are societies that can buy and sell guarantees of origin. We have 3 production plants. So biomethane with grid injected, but the Mingometh is the one with highest volume in Spain, and then Arena. And we also have biogas for self-consumption with a HES compost peanut plant in Zaragoza. The guarantees of origin for self-consumption biogas have the particularity that they're issued already redeemed, so they cannot be sold. We're issuing guarantees of origin. We have more than 57,000 issued, and some at the end of the system life cycle, some of them are being redeemed. We have many agents, great interest, but very few plans. We need to register more plans to respond to the system needs. And how can that be done? How can we register a plant in the guarantees of origin scheme? Well, it's quite easy in how 2 steps. First of all, we need to register as a holder. That is, producers need to accredit us in the platform as an agent to operate in the system. Request needs to be sent, so as information, a contract signed. It's quite simple. Once registered from the platform, users accredited need to register the facility. Again, they fill out a form, we send a lot of information, and in this case, what we do is require an audit before registration. After the audit, we have the installation registered, and then they can begin issuing the guarantees of origin. And I give the floor to my colleague Beatriz now. Thank you. Before I speak, I'd like to thank the organization for the opportunity that has been given to us to participate in this conference. Without further ado, I'll introduce what the Valdemín Gómez Tech Park is, which is where the biogas plant is located that has been recently registered in the Guarantees of Origin scheme. This park is a set of facilities to treat municipal waste in Greater Madrid. It's about 14 kilometers from the city center, and it covers a surface of about 280 hectares. It has 7 installations operative currently, plus 1 being built, and it has 1 operating landfill and 1 closed landfill. In this tech park, we have about 3,300 tons per day of waste, and last year more than 1 million 200,000 tons of municipal waste were treated, just to give you an idea of the size of the activity we have in this tech park. Since we do not have time to go over all the facilities, I'm just going to highlight three. The ones that are strictly related to the biogas treatment plant. One of them is this one, and the other ones, very important, are the biomethanization plants, where we treat the organic fraction of municipal waste to generate biogas and digestate. And let's see what we do with all that. So the treatment plant of biogas receives 94% of biogas produced with the two plants of biomethanization, around 36 to 37 million last year. And these biogas is subject to a filtering process and methane enrichment to transform it into biomethane and inject it directly in the transport network. Other minority uses of biogas produced in the biomethanization plant are self-consumption or controlled burning in a torch when cannot be sent to the biogas treatment plant. So regarding the injected energy, we can see that it has increased progressively throughout the years. In 2022, there was a peak, 139 gigawatts per hour were injected, and this leap corresponds to the extension of the operating company of the plant, building a third line of biogas washing. Data from 2023 do not show a big hike, but this is only data up to July. Regarding this type of management, we wanted to quickly comment on what the former panel was mentioning regarding the importance of education and communication. Last year, a project was implemented for sustainable mobility and circular economy, which is one of the guiding principles of waste management, where they convey the idea and the message that with organic waste split properly by citizens at home, we could transport them to the Valdemingomez Tech Park, subject them to an anaerobial digestion process in the methanization plant. Here you have Las Dehesas plant, and we could obtain two products: biogas on the one hand, that is sent to the biogas treatment upgrading plant to transform it into biomethane and add it to the network. Then the digestate from the anaerobial digestion process is sent to the plant being built. You can see on the lower side of the slide, which is Los Candiles, to subject it to a composting process to obtain high quality compost. The Sustainable Mobility Project was created thanks to the public-private partnership between several stakeholders. Mainly, it was an agreement signed by the marketer of biomethane produced in the biogas treatment plant and the municipal transport company of Madrid. So for a year, they have been using 6 thermal gigawatts hour to mobilize a line of the EMT, the transport company, with 20 buses and making more than 1 million kilometers per year. Which are the specificities of the biogas treatment plant when it comes to registering on the Guarantees of Origin scheme? Well, first, it's a complex facility because not just the exploiting company intervenes, but there are other concession companies who exploit the biomethanization plants, and they are the ones who produce the raw material, biogas, that feeds the upgrading plant. The system takes into account the whole production chain of biomethane. That's why it's important to bear in mind that energy consumption is taken into account to the biogas volume of the upgrading plant, not with the net volume of biogas produced in the biomethanization plants. So regarding these guarantees of origin scheme, PreZero is the company that exploits and operates the biogas treatment plant, and they have the consideration of producer, while the city of Madrid has the consideration of the holder or owner of the facility. One last feature is that the plant also has an electrical guarantees of origin system because the auxiliary energy consumption is renewable. And I'll give the floor to Carmen to finish with another particularity. Absolutely, just to finish, a clarification here. The Baltimore plant is registered in the Guarantees of Origin scheme, but it also has a sustainability certification, in this case with ISCC. The Guarantees of Origin and Certificates of Sustainability are two different certifications, independent, both coming from the REP to directive. Since they're certified with a voluntary scheme, the producer may issue proofs of sustainability. And that's not very simple. And in fact, certain steps are being made in this regard to improve the situation. There has been a proposal by the ministry requesting to add information of sustainability in the guarantees of origin. And we guess the situation will be eased regarding the complexity in certification nowadays. Having said that, operating the guarantees of origin scheme in Spain is totally free, so I encourage all the developers of plants to register their facilities. And if you have any question, please get in touch with us. It will be a pleasure to solve your questions. Thank you so much.